What's going on? What's happening, everybody? Rashawn Houghton here. Happy Sunday. What's going on to all my friends, new friends, and what's happening to my replay viewers? I hope everybody had a fantastic day. Getting on here, going forward with part 3 of the series to the science of getting rich. So we're going in here. And what an amazing day I've had. Hey, what's up, Sarah? What an amazing day I've had just going through this chapter, and I'm so excited to share this information with you and hopefully have this completely shift your paradigm a little bit. Yeah, let's go Eagles. Nice, dude. That's awesome. Thanks for jumping in here, bro. So part 3 is Opportunity Monopolized. So I'm going to start off with this quote here from Wallace T. Wattles, and he brings up this quote saying, "No one is kept in poverty by a shortness in the supply of riches. There is more than enough for all." So when we think about the sense, is opportunity monopolized, he pretty much breaks this down to a science. And the thing that's insane about this book is this was written in 1910, and in our lives on how this really comes together and how it's really broken down to a science, and not coming up with the falsehood of saying that, oh, well, opportunity is only to those that monopolize it, and it's not accessible for me. But it actually goes back to a sense of back in science. So he relates it, and how I can relate it to our day now is he breaks it down in different areas in our life and how it really relates. So he brings it down to how there's always constantly opportunity in things such as nature. So his quote about that is, "Nature is an inexhaustible storehouse of riches." So when we think about how there's always something going on, what's up, Lee? When we think about how we have nature, even from just like commodities such as gold, silver, cotton, wool, silk, there's always ways for these things to be cultivated and brought into existence for us. So there's always an abundance. So it pretty much comes down, it's kind of economically as well. There's always a supply and demand. Where there's always a demand for something, there's always going to be a sense of supply. So for us, when you go to the store and you go to the mall, I'm sure you always see clothes. I'm sure if you want a fresh pair of sneaks, they're going to be at Foot Locker or wherever you shop for your shoes. There's always a need for shoes and clothes. So there's always an opportunity cultivated for things like that within our life. So it must not be in our sense to us to say, oh, well, then there's no opportunity elsewhere. So he actually goes even further with this. He brings it up in the sense of even gold and silver. He brings up a point of saying that those things are formed off formless substance. So, if there's ever a point, he says from 1910, he says if there's ever a point where man will still need gold and silver, the need for that man to have that for his social development, there will be a will and a way for that to come forward and come into flesh. So, and still to this day, I mean, we can't watch or gold watch that you've really wanted or have gotten, or ladies, earrings, jewelry. Like, there's always a need and want. So that's a demand. So with that being a demand, there's always an opportunity for there to be some kind of rich in that situation, whether it's the jeweler or whether it's, whoever else is on the other end. But even the richest for us to feel rich with having those things. So he also goes forward and bringing it forward with even, I kind of thought about it in this sense, there's always an abundance of food as well. There's always a means to an end for us to have food, because without food, we're malnourished. So there's always a substance opportunity with things like that as well. There's always food going around. And then he even goes forward and bring it up in the sense of occupation as being someone of employees. Andrea, it's my girl right there, hopping in. There's even a sense of having an occupation as an employee. He brings in a sense of there's even opportunity available for one that's a worker. The quote he says is, "The workers are not being kept down by their masters. They are not being grounded by the trust and combinations of capital. If they do not do things in a certain way, pretty much you're still stuck as that person as an employee." So when I say that, I mean that we might just throw in the sense of, oh, well, there's never an opportunity for me to go forward and be, CEO, boss, manager, whatever. And then I'm sure we're on that end where we're like, that must be nice, But if we did things in a certain way and realize that opportunity is available to us as well, we can go forward in being that boss for whoever, and we can actually say this really is nice. So another thing he brings it up is a big thing was with trends. He said there's always an opportunity with trends. Trends are always something that's going on. I mean, I thought about this when I read this. Like, think about when there was a Y2K bug. And think about, like, it's been 2 decades now. We're in 2018, and it's nuts. Things have came alive and things have died. MySpace has died. AOL dial-up has died. I remember when I'd be signed on, like, and line on Facebook, boom. AOL Messenger, gone, goodbye, it's gone. Trends are going forward. So the thing that he says about trends is there's an abundance of opportunity for man who will go with the tide instead of trying to swim against it. So you relate that to trends. We really can't fight trends because things are always constantly changing. There's new ways of making money. There's new ways of doing things. There's new ways of creating opportunity for ourselves and abundance for others and impacting our world. So there's always constantly something with trends. So you're better jumping with trends than not, is pretty much what that brings up towards and what that's saying. And what else does he say here? I think that's pretty much good. That was pretty good. So I think really my takeaway for this is where there is a will, there is a way. Opportunity is not monopolized. There's always a way for us to create some kind of opportunity for ourselves, whether we want to become the boss one day and not have to be the one that answers to people, or whether we want to be able to go forward and having some kind of business and doing some kind of opportunity and not basing it on just because someone else has done it, I can't do it. So that's my takeaway for you. And at the same sense, I've been giving this ebook out like crazy today, The Science of Getting Rich. So giveaway, share, DM, drop a one. Would love to get that in your hands. Listen, I get nothing out of this whatsoever at all. But if I can at least give you the material and put something in your hands that you can open your mind, because I tell you, once you open your mind, it will not go back to the place it was. Even if there's one person that reads it, even if there's one person that reads it that I've given it to, it could completely change your life. It only takes one book. And this has been the book for me thus far and many others. So with that being said, everybody have a fantastic night. Whoever was watching in here, I'll be sending you the ebook as well. Thank you so much for watching and keep it in here. Everybody have a fantastic night. Take care.